I'm a meat and two veg kind of guy. A balance of the essential ingredients to help me not only survive but thrive. Wouldn't life be so much more convenient if we could cook and consume a whole year's food in one go? Unfortunately, our bodies aren't designed that way. No harm in trying though. It just tastes so good. There are 3 key ingredients you need to grow in dermoscopy. So let me share with you some of my favourite recipes. Links to all of them are in the video description below. Many years ago, when one of my daughters was very young, out of the blue she asked me, "Dad, what did you do before there were computers?" Well, I explained. We could either stare at a blank wall, or go outside and play, or even read a book. Books. Aren't they so 20th century? The thing about a book is you have to be serious and dedicated to write, edit, refine, test, print and sell it. That takes commitment, focus, resources and serious knowledge to pull that off. Books are refined protein. Here's 3 potential sources of good protein for you. First up, the Pocket Guide to Dermoscopy. All the unadulterated bare facts are here. Terminology explained and condensed. 2 algorithms are explored. The 2-step algorithm, looking at melanocytic, non-melanocytic, and if it's melanocytic, is it melanoma? And my favourite, the Ta-da algorithm. If for nothing else, the name is just so much fun. Ta-da! Excellent summary diagrams and tables. Not many pictures, but when they do appear, they're really very good. Here's the contents page. One warning, if you are new to dermoscopy, it won't teach you. You'll find so much condensed jargon and concepts, you may vomit it back up. But don't let that put you off. It's light and portable for quick reference and makes a great quick protein snack in dermoscopy possible. It's all here. My second protein-packed recipe for you to consider is Diagnostic Dermoscopy, the illustrated guide. Dermoscopy involves growing in image and pattern recognition abilities. You will build your own personal memory bank practicing on patients, but this book will nicely complement that process. There's no charts, no algorithms here, and after an introduction into dermoscopy and how it works, you get page after page of good quality images of every skin lesion you could think of and more, and nicely indexed, each with a small bite-sized explanatory text. Perhaps 50% of this book includes things you'll see on a regular basis in your patients. Start consuming there. Dip into other areas as your appetite and abilities grow. My final recipe for you to consider is the Atlas of Dermoscopy, 3rd edition. This is a big, fat, juicy steak of a book, and it's a sirloin with a price to match. Each chapter is written by a different expert in the field. The text is comprehensive, often referring to research articles, and summarises key points really well. This isn't for every primary care dermoscopist for 2 reasons. The photos are often small and of poor quality. Also, there is an awful lot of detail. You need serious dermoscopic teeth to chew on these and extract the protein goodness, of which there is much. For me, it's a great reference book with lots of detail. I haven't found any better, but for the beginner, perhaps not your first choice. Probably the second most common question I'm asked after what dermoscope should I buy is what course should I go on? In medicine and perhaps society in general, we have a fetish on courses and certificates. Yay, I've done a course. Look, I've got a certificate. You become good at dermoscopy and primary care by practicing it. Consider going on a course as fat in your dermoscopic diet. Heavy and full of calories, but harder to digest. They range from lasting a day to many weeks. And what's on offer will vary from country to country, but many of these are now offered online. Compared to a book, there's usually a chance to ask questions, interact and become enthused by others who are also wanting to cook up a dermoscopic skill. I've 2 recipes for you, both of which I've eaten and can confirm they are tasty, nutritious and filling. First up, a 12-week course from Cardiff University in the UK that's online. Being online, it can be accessed from anywhere around the world if you have a good internet connection. You will need a medical degree and are seeing patients with skin lesions. There's online real-time interactive lectures, an online forum for sharing patient images and chat, and comprehensive course notes to download and read. There's regular online assessments with an exam at the end with a certificate. Who doesn't love a nice certificate? However, if you want a Michelin 3-star restaurant meal, be expected to pay the price for it. If you can afford it, you won't regret it. One word of warning, don't approach this course lightly. It's a heavy meal. You will get out of it what you put into it. So set aside protected time for the extensive reading and preparation involved. What if you haven't the time or £1,200? You'll find day conferences all over the place. Ask around in your area what's available. Here in the UK, I'd recommend the ones run by my friend Chinwai Brew and the Primary Care Dermological Society. She's done a great job of refining and running regular dermoscopy training days through various UK centres using a lecture-based format, but most importantly, focusing on different levels of appetite. It costs around £150 for a day. Here's some advice. If you're new to dermoscopy, start seeing and looking at patients for 6 months on your own, doing your own reading and learning. Get some experience, then book a course. You'll be so much more able to digest that heavy meal. Finally, let's talk about carbs and sugars. My kind of talking. I've got 4 tasty snacks for you to consider. I'm currently learning Spanish using an app called Duolingo. Doing a little bit each day. It's fun and effective. Learning dermoscopy is very much like learning a new language. So, perhaps there's an app for that. Dermoscopy promotes itself as a training app. It's free. There's different levels to unlock as you progress. However, having played it for a while, I have a list of concerns, of which I'm going to pick 2. This is from a beginners in primary care dermoscopy perspective. Firstly, I can't see a proper progression in difficulty. Level 1 isn't much easier than level 12. It's secondary care orientated, so it's going to scare you to death. There's no warts, for instance. I found myself saying, that looks like a Seb K to me, but it's a melanoma. What? I can't do dermoscopy anymore. Secondly, there's no history or explanation provided to help you learn from any errors you make. Just images. You're either right or you're wrong. The photographs are lovely, but the carbs it provides you are ultimately a little empty and could even harm your growth. Next carb, YouTube. The great thing about YouTube is that anyone can put up a video about anything. The downside is that anyone could put up a video about anything. It's like one open air marketplace with vendors shouting at you, taste this sir, over here sir, and the quality of the food served up varies greatly, as each cook has their own style and abilities. Most YouTube videos are taught by hospital consultants and they don't address issues from a primary care perspective. Still, there's some good calories out there if you choose to look. I've enjoyed many videos on dermoscopy from Professor Ian McCall in Australia, so do check those out. My next carb for you is websites. If you haven't tried the 2 following restaurants, then perhaps check these out. DermNet NZ have a good dermoscopic section, as does Dermoscopedia, run by the International Dermoscopy Academy. Their search function is your friend. And let's not forget blogs. This is where skilled dermoscopists show you some of their patients and discuss with you what you are seeing and the diagnosis, including dermoscopic tips. 2 in particular I like are these. Eric Ersham is a dermatologist practicing dermoscopy in France, and Dr. Stephen Hayes of the Primary Care Dermological Society also has his own high-quality dermoscopy website. For both of these blogs, go to the main screen and scroll to the bottom right, where you'll see a list of cases that they are showcasing. Read and learn from the masters. Are you ready to turbocharge your dermoscopy learning? Do you have a balanced diet? Or are you on meagre rations? Do you need to mix things up a little bit and add a little bit more protein or fats or carbs to your diet, perhaps using some of these recipes? Now, the most important question in this video, which of these bad boys am I going to start with first? Decisions, decisions. If you fancy some more carbs yourself, then perhaps check out one of these 2 videos designed to give you exactly that.